sound? It's okay, you can hot sound it. Just stop it.
All right, rolling on YouTube, rolling on the box.
All right.
Whenever you guys are ready,
Go for it.
action.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Model Mama Show. I'm so excited to introduce to you guys our truly inspiring mama guest today. Mama that is always known for bringing the fun. This is beautiful Pamela Rocco, who has an amazing event planning company called Bashery & Co. And you do so much. I mean, you do DIY videos, you do styling for events, photo shoots, all that. What's your favorite part of your business?
I think when I get to like incorporate the kids,
Yeah.
you know, like when it's like a really fun photo shoot. I mean, they don't even know that it's a photo shoot. Like they just think it's a party, and that's
Yeah.
how I position it. You know, so they don't think like it's some kind of job or
Yeah.
it's just they know that they're having fun. And so that's why like a lot of the things that I do are, you know, kind of kid focused.
And family friendly.
Yeah.
And yes, most importantly, you are a mama of 2 beautiful
Yeah.
blonde girls. You have a
you.
4-year-old Maria, and 2 is Harper or
Harlow,
Harlow
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, so fun.
it's very fun.
And so you've been an event planner for 20
Yeah.
plus years, and you've really pivoted in your career because you're originally from the East Coast,
Yes, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, and now you are loving LA, and
you.
you're here to stay.
Yeah, I've been here 9 years.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going anywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like it. She's like the queen bee of LA. You know everybody in LA, I swear. And so, but really the Model Mama Show is all about transitioning and your career through motherhood and sort of achieving balance.
Yeah.
So I know that you started your company Bashery & Co. when you had just had Harlow. And so what made you want to start this new venture right after you had a new baby?
I know. Well, I had a company before I had Maria, my oldest, and I was traveling across the country every month. And so when I had my first daughter, I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's too crazy. And
Yeah.
so I stopped everything. And then when I got pregnant with my second daughter, I just like that creative bug, and it was just calling me like I had to do something else. And so I came up with Bashery, and like what a better time to launch it than the week that I have a second baby, right? It was like I
Yeah.
feel like I gave birth
To 2
times,
babies.
yeah, in 1 week.
Totally.
And no, it was really I just needed another type of outlet.
And the ability to work from home. And
Yeah, for sure.
These
No, I
are-
just needed something for me, to feel. I felt like I was like losing a sense of, who I was a little bit. I mean, I loved being a mom, and it was like all I ever dreamed of was to be able to like be home, with this child. But then at the same time, I was struggling. I was struggling to find, okay, like who am I now? And so I think with starting Bashery & Co, it kind of gave me a balance, because it was like I didn't have to go into an office every day, and I was able to pick and choose what parties I wanted to style, or what photo shoots I wanted to do, or what projects I wanted to work on. So I think, and I'm very grateful for that, because I know there are so many moms out there that don't get that choice.
right.
And I just think it was like the best, option for me, and it's worked. I mean, it's crazy at times, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You know?
I know that was my next question, is just like how you kind of go both, because like being a business owner and having your own schedule and like being in charge of everything, you wear so many hats.
For
like,
sure.
but you also have 2 beautiful girls, and you want to spend as much time with them as possible.
Yeah.
Like, what's your strategy?
And you have a husband.
Yeah.
That you have to spend.
That's like a 3rd child.
And you have friends.
Yeah.
And you want to also have like a social life.
And you want to have time to do stuff for you.
And you want to work out, right?
Yeah.
You want to, because I don't feel. I feel the best when like everything's kind of like everything's moving like a machine. It's like so what I do is like I take each day, right? Like I know I'm not going to be the best at all 5 of those things every single day. So if we like look at like say motherhood, you know, being a wife, taking care of yourself, working, and then being a friend. Like there's like maybe like these 5 main
Aspects,
things.
yeah.
And I think people get overwhelmed because they're like, oh, well, I'm going to have to give up 2 of these things because I'm never going to be able to handle it all. So I just look at each day and I'm like, okay, so, you know, one day I'm going to, you know, be doing craft projects with my kids and, you know, being a good wife, and maybe getting a workout in, but then I won't be able to do anything for my company that day. And then I won't talk to my friends. I won't return a text. You know, it's like, I just kind of take it and not get so overwhelmed by thinking of all those 5 things and like what I'm not doing good, what I'm doing good or what I'm not doing good at. I just try to take it like each day by day because I think that I need all of those 5 things.
Yeah. But it's true though. I mean, that is really, really good advice. I'm literally like taking notes in my head for myself because I feel like that's so true to have those sort of like boundaries for yourself because like I feel like I always want to do everything all at once and then you just inevitably beating yourself up.
It's a burnout. I mean, you're
And
not
you're
gonna, and
exhausted.
then you're just gonna be. Then what I find is you're not gonna be doing any of those things, which is good. But
So you just like set aside. So when you
Yeah.
set your schedule for the week, you're like, okay, I know that Wednesday, for instance,
Right.
is like sort of my mom day with my girls, and I'm
and
gonna
every
just,
week's different, though.
Yeah.
You know, based on like what's going on. Yeah, and you know those days that I'm with the girls all day long because I don't have help every day or anything like that. I just kind of pull it in when I need it. So yeah, I'm like if I'm with them all day, then I'm gonna try to remove myself from whatever 2 things.
That's great advice.
And
That's
some
really
days
good
I cook
advice.
dinner, some days I don't. Some
That's
days I
awesome.
even talk to my husband sometimes. I mean, it's just this whole.
Yeah. You just set aside the time to do what matters most. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that tip. And then what about, so because you're so crafty and like seriously, you guys, you are so creative and you have so many amazing how-to videos on your website and DIY stuff. Like, so are you that mom though, when like you're in mom mode, like do you set up like arts and crafts for your girls? Are you very intentional about that?
Daily. Oh yeah, and then the neighborhood kids like know that I do that, so then they come over and I mean every day I see them outside and they're like,
what are you doing today?
Pam, can we have craft? Can we have craft day?
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay. But so what about for the moms that like, so that intimidates me. Like I'm not, I mean, I feel like, and maybe it's because I have a boy that's like just getting to the age where he's like kind of into arts and crafts and painting, but truthfully it scares the crap out of me to like set up arts and crafts in my house because I feel like it would be all over the wall and everything. Like what would you tell moms would be like a good way to sort of like ease into that?
Yeah, I mean don't start with paint for sure.
Okay. Let's start with paint.
And I have craft paper and I put it like all over the floor. So even if like you have your table, like say in your playroom, I just like tape it onto the floor underneath that table, you know. And then they can get, if you do have paint eventually, or Play-Doh, even Play-Doh, like any of that molding clay, I mean, that stuff gets everywhere too.
I know.
So I just kind of put that down, and I think you just want your kids to be creative. So don't try to like be too planned out about it. Don't try to be too in charge. Like I just kind of put the materials there and then let them explore. And yes, there's going to be glue everywhere and there's going to be marker, but it's washable, and everything can be replaced. But I think like a great gift that we give our children is to, this gift of creativity and allowing them to like explore and do things on their own. And then it gives me time to cook dinner.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
So you're very intentional about like setting up a safe space that like has the.
We have it. I mean, it's a constant. Like we have a special table where all the crafts are like all
And so they
around.
know they can only do stuff on that table.
I mean,
Well, okay.
there's paint on
Clearly, I have the child that like tries to write on the wall or
no,
paint on
they
the
would
wall,
never
and I'm
do
like,
that.
okay.
But, I mean, I also have girls.
Yeah. It's true.
And like they're around this every day.
That's true.
I mean, sparkles and glitter and
fun.
paint.
That's
and-
so
yeah.
like what are your favorite like toddler activities? Like if you were just to name like your top two.
Dancing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that doesn't require a lot of supplies. I'm into that. I like that.
Dancing is, I think, just so fun, so easy. Like I use it if they're about to like go crazy, right? Like like there's like that
Releases them.
time. It's like 5 o'clock and like everybody's about to like lose their mind. I just find that like being silly and like or like putting on music and dancing just like takes away all of that. Like they can't deny me a dance. When
Well,
I
yeah,
put that
she's
music
the mom
on,
that brings the fun. I love it.
they just like
Yeah.
go crazy, and then it changes the mood, and then
Mm-hmm.
kind of like stops that craziness from happening.
Yeah, that's a good tip. So, okay, another thing that I was reading about your site and really noticing, even on your Instagram, that you mention is like you're a big believer in manifestation.
Yes.
So I think
Yes.
that's such an important like concept for moms because
For
I
sure.
think it's so powerful if you really believe. So
Yeah.
do you want to talk about why you do that or how you think
Sure.
it's beneficial?
So I think I started, well, I mean, if I look back to like even like my childhood, you don't realize that you're manifesting, but you are, just like dreaming, right? It's just
Yeah.
dreaming and totally believing that like this is going to happen in your life.
Yes.
And then they're like subconscious goals too, because you're thinking of this future. And so as young women, right, like we have these visions and we're like thinking of these things. We want to be this wife and this mother, and we're like, again, subconsciously manifesting this. I mean, you can do it in a stronger way, which I do. Like I totally, would do like affirmations in the morning,
That's
act
amazing.
like things have already come to me that haven't. And then I feel like when we have kids and we're in this life that we essentially manifested, then we like stop doing it.
Because you just get busy.
Because then we get busy, and then we're like, well, now what?
yeah.
Like that was like a lot of, the focus.
Yeah, it was like building a life up until that
Yeah.
point, and then you're like, okay, well, what comes next?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think it just, it should continue, all the time. And it just, and it helps you to like really hone in on, okay, well, what do I want to manifest? Like, what do I want, this next chapter in my life to be like, or what else do I want to happen? I have this, this great husband, and I have this like life I always dreamed of, but that's not the end. Like there's
Yeah.
other things I still want to do.
Yeah.
So it's cool to like really kind of like think like, well, what else do I want to do? And so I write it down, and I say I want blank, and whether like I want like I had this allergy, and so like just a silly example, but I want to be like allergy free, and whatever.
Yeah.
So every like 6 months I'll do a list. And then I like just focus on it, and I like go through it in my head. And then you take steps then to, because you have it written down and you're sending that message out, or then you're like taking steps to make sure these things, happen. You don't realize it, but you are.
Right.
And it's just dreaming, and it's believing in the dreams. It's really,
Yeah.
it's a simple concept, but I think sometimes you kind of like stop dreaming.
Right, and I think, but that's like, that is so important and such a positive message for moms, because I think there's this like major misconception, and like truly the reason why I started the Model Mama is like I was so frustrated just in like the transition to becoming a mom, because I think so many people are still so old school, and they're thinking like, okay, well, once you become a mom, you literally
Sure.
like hand in your dream keys,
Sure.
and like it's no longer about you, it's about your kids, and like it can be both.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can still be an amazing mom and like the most hands-on mom, but you can still have your own goals and aspirations, and you don't have to lose that.
No, it
just
makes me a
because-
better mom for sure.
Yes.
To have like other things, to focus on, and yeah, I'm like the best version of myself when I have those little, pieces
too.
all together.
Yeah, I agree. Well, speaking of an incredible mom, you also have another component to your company that's so incredible. It's called the Bashery Project, and it's all about giving back. And do you want to talk about that?
So, I randomly fell into this whole like social media space, and now that I'm in it and I have this like platform to, do things, I knew that I wanted to like give back in some way, and I was just trying to figure out like what that was. And so it's the Bashery Project. And what the Bashery Project is it's a charity where we gift a special child a celebration. It could be a birthday party or whatever it is, and it's a child that maybe is going through a hard time, like their parents are sick, or they had a sick sibling, or they were sick, or they just did something amazing for somebody else. And so I want to do this often. It's like, so we have asked for nominations for different, kids, and we're going to be announcing the first nomination really soon.
So
yeah,
exciting.
and we're just going to give them like an amazing party, and maybe I can't like take away what their troubles are, but I can give them a day of joy. That's all that I can do.
And not only just for the kids, but for their family, because any
Sure.
like
It's
birthday
a lot of
party or
stress.
family celebration is so fun, and they're gonna have those memories forever.
Yeah.
That's such a cool gift.
That's the thing. It's about memories. And that's what I remember like growing up. I mean, we were a party family.
Well, naturally, that makes sense.
Right.
I know. Honestly, like planning kids' birthday parties is such a huge undertaking, as you know, more so than probably anybody. But also just so incredibly special, and like, yeah, I love that. You're doing amazing things. So they're announcing their first winner soon, and then you're going to have this be an ongoing thing. So if you know a child or a family that's going through a hard time that is in need of a big celebration, or they have a birthday party coming up, you should nominate them, you guys, because
for sure.
and on your website, so
Yep.
on basheryandco.com, and you'll be reviewing applicants, or you have a team of people?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah, we have a bunch of people.
That's so
I
exciting.
mean, I want to do it. I want to do so many. So,
Yes. And you're also, I love that she's also letting the kids and the family sort of participate in the planning, because that's also such a fun part.
that's part of it. I mean, that's what kind of like inspired me. My daughter, Maria, she had her 4th birthday, and I mean, I know she's a little extreme because of me, but she had to have, a Pinterest board, and she had to pick out exactly the desserts that she wanted, and it was like the most exciting thing for her to be a part of the whole planning. And I was like, that's a special memory that she's like always going to have, and now she looks forward to it. I mean, we're already talking about her 5th birthday.
How
And I'm
fun.
like, there's a lot of kids that don't even get that.
Yeah, truly.
And I know it may sound, silly or whatever, but it's things like that you remember, and then
Totally.
yeah.
It's true. I know. What are your tips for planning, like a birthday party or party for your son and daughter? Because I remember the first birthday was definitely a big thing, a huge undertaking. It ended up being kind of stressful for us. My husband was like, "Is this a joke? Are we planning a wedding, or are we planning a first birthday party?" And I'm like, you know what? We survived year 1. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy
more
and
like
healthy.
for you.
We're gonna have a posh park party, and everybody's gonna come, and I'm gonna bring in all these things. And we were literally profusely sweating setting this up. It was really stressful. My husband and I, it was crazy. So it was like, I did it the wrong way. So I'm sure you have tips for keeping it simple.
Well, you either have to hire somebody, which that's like not realistic for a lot of people, because that's
expensive. Right.
And then it's like, you pull in your family, and like everybody's like working hard to like make this 3 hours so amazing, and like, why are we really doing it? Because it's so much work, but again, it's the memories, but it's for a 1-year-old. So the 1-year-old really is never going to remember that, but then it's for you. So you have to kind of like figure it out. Like, okay, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like we skipped. So even though like this is what I do, we do we do the big 1 year.
Yeah.
And then we don't do anything big 2 and 3.
Okay.
Because they don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was banned from planning a second birthday party after the first one. So we just took Henry to Disneyland, and it was so magical and probably
we did the same
more
thing this year for
age-appropriate.
Harlow's second.
Yeah.
So, and then 4 comes around and they know because all their friends, I mean, they know everything. And so then we we went big for 4. But then I told her, listen, that was like major, we're not doing anything that big anymore. Like, because then you get into like kindergarten, 1st grade, and you're going to have your little crew. And I'd rather do like a blowout for like 8 little girls instead of 80 people.
I know, because then it just gets too big, and it's better it's more intimate to have it smaller and more. So speaking of the stressful mom days, like for me, it was planning a first birthday. How do you re-energize or recenter yourself when you're having a struggle bus day as a mom?
Yeah, that's a good question. Sometimes I'll go in a room and scream, just
I've done that
it just feels so good to get that out, like go and like just leave them downstairs and just go and like scream real quick or something. No, but I love to work out.
Yeah, so is that what you do for you?
That's kind of thing.
It's your recentering
I just feel
button.
strong and, centered.
Yeah, me too.
And I don't have like one specific, I do all different types of workouts. So I don't have like one specific thing that I do. It's just like getting it done.
Yeah, getting it done. We have limited time. I actually feel like I'm so much more motivated at the gym than I used to be because I used to kind of like linger and
now we got like 1 hour.
Girl, I got to get in and out. It's better be good. I know. Well, I love this. Okay, you have so many amazing tips about like motherhood and party planning and
trying.
Being fun. Like, I want to be your kid. It sounds like it's so fun at your house. Well, and we're neighbors. I've been to her house. Yes. It is really fun. So, we want to come over and play. Even though you have all the girl toys, but my son.
But we do have Paw Patrol.
Oh, okay.
We have a fire truck.
Yeah. I think it was the first time Henry saw Barbie, and he was like, "What? I don't." Yeah.
We have Ken.
Yeah, we have Ken too. Okay, good. No, but you are truly incredible, and I love chatting with you on our show.
So much fun.
So where can everybody find? Oh wait, we do have a really important question. So I've been asking all the mamas this.
Okay.
So what is your funniest or favorite mom moment, like of all time?
That happened to me?
Yes.
Well, a crazy one.
Yeah, the crazy is good.
I was holding my daughter, and I was like, I could tell she was going to be sick, and I'm like holding her, just like, let me just take you upstairs. And she was like, I have to throw up, and it was too late. She threw up. It hit my face, and then it ricocheted off my face onto the wall. So it was all over me, all over our wall, and I'm just like, how is this even possible? How is this even possible? But I didn't even skip a beat. I'm like, my husband's there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
And then just like move on because we got a sick kid. We got to get upstairs.
Isn't it funny how your tolerance level just totally changes?
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh, I have barf all over me, but it's fine. Whereas like before becoming a mom, if that happened, it would be like, okay, my day is officially ruined and game over. But now I'm like, what do you mean? It's just brushing off. We're good.
No big deal.
I love that.
Yeah.
She just powers through. What a super mom. Well, thank you so much for all of your incredible tips. I loved it.
Fun.
So where can everybody find you and all of your fun party planning and DIY stuff?
So my Instagram is Bashery & Co.
Okay.
And my website's basheryandco.com.
Perfect. Simple and easy. Well, thanks you guys so much for tuning in. Pamela and Your Dream. And so much fun. She's so fun, you guys. You got to watch all of her fun tips and tutorials, especially for summer and holidays and everything. It's all good. So you guys have to come back next time, but we're going to sign off for today. This is Tara and Pamela signing off from the Model Mama Show. See you next time.
Awesome.
Yay.